The detective said, "Your friends are going to prison." I said, "I know, I'm the reason why." We moved across the state the summer before junior year. New town, new school, new everything. I didn't know a single person. First day I walked into the cafeteria holding my tray like an idiot looking for somewhere to sit. Every table felt like a trap. The athletes had their corner. The theater kids were loud by the windows. I just wanted somewhere I wouldn't get stared at. Then I saw a table near the back. 4 guys. Looked normal. One of them caught my eye and nodded at the empty seat. "You new?" I sat down. "Yeah, just moved here." "Cool, I'm Clyde." He introduced the others. Drew, Kevin, Ty. They asked where I was from, what music I listened to, if I played basketball. Normal stuff. By the end of lunch, I felt like I'd gotten lucky. First day and I already had a group. Clyde told me to sit with them tomorrow. I said I would. Walking out of the cafeteria, I remember thinking this school might not be so bad after all. I had no idea what I just walked into. Things moved fast after that. Within a month, I wasn't just sitting at their table. I was part of the group. They invited me to hang out after school, drove me around in Clyde's car even though he was only 17, and it was way too nice for a high schooler. I didn't ask questions. I should have. The first red flag was the money. These guys had more cash than anyone I'd ever known. Clyde peeled off 20s like they were nothing. Dre bought a new gaming system in cash. Kevin changed his sneakers every week. I started noticing other things. The way conversations stopped when teachers walked by. The quick handshakes in hallways that weren't really handshakes. The coded language I didn't understand. Package came in. Gotta drop at 3. Tell him it's light. I pretended I didn't hear. Pretended I didn't see Ty hand something to a kid by the vending machines. Pretended I didn't know what was in the backpack they asked me to hold during 4th period. But I knew. I knew exactly what they were doing. And every day I sat at that table, I became more a part of it. Then Clyde asked me to make a run. Drop something off to a guy in the parking lot. I did it. Hated myself the whole time. That night I couldn't sleep. I knew how these things ended. Saw it on the news 100 times. Guys like Clyde don't retire. They get caught or they get killed. And everyone around them goes down too. I was in too deep to walk away, but I couldn't keep going blind either. If this thing blew up, I wasn't going down as one of them. I needed something to separate myself from what they were doing. So I started writing everything down. Not because I had a plan, because I knew I'd need proof when everything fell apart, and it would fall apart. It was only a matter of time. I kept writing for months. Every transaction I witnessed, every name I heard, every drop I was forced to make. Some nights I'd look at that notebook and feel sick. Other nights I'd look at it and feel safe, like it was my life raft for when the ship finally sank. Then in March, everything exploded. I showed up to school and there were cops at every entrance. By lunch, half the school knew what happened. Clyde got arrested at his house that morning. Dre and Kevin got picked up at school. Ty tried to run, didn't make it far. I sat alone at our table for the first time since September. Stared at the empty seats. Wasn't surprised, wasn't relieved, just felt numb. I'd been waiting for this day for months. For a week, I thought maybe they'd forget about me. Then a detective knocked on my door. He knew everything. My name came up in the investigation. Someone they arrested mentioned me, said I was at the table, made drops. I had 2 choices, cooperate or face charges myself. I didn't hesitate, went to my room and grabbed the notebook. 53 pages of everything I'd seen. The detective read through it for 20 minutes without saying a word. Then he looked up. "This is enough to put them away for years." I didn't flinch. "I know." He studied my face. "You knew this would happen. I knew this day would come. I just didn't know when." He nodded slowly. "You're going to testify." The courtroom was smaller than I expected. I sat in the witness box and answered questions for 2 hours. Yes, I sat at their table. Yes, I witnessed transactions. Yes, I made deliveries. Yes, I wrote everything down. Clyde's lawyer asked why I didn't go to the police sooner. I told him the truth. I was scared. I was alone, and they were my only friends. The jury looked at me different after that. Not like a criminal, like a kid who got caught up in something bigger than himself. All 4 got convicted. Clyde was 18, so he got tried as an adult. His lawyer cut a deal. 5 years. The others got sent to juvie. I watched them get let out in handcuffs. Clyde looked back at me one time. Didn't say anything. Didn't have to. We moved again before senior year. New school, new start. First day I walked into the cafeteria and didn't sit with anyone. Found a spot by myself near the window. A guy came over and asked if he could sit. I looked at him. "Maybe tomorrow," I said. He laughed like I was joking. I wasn't.